Summertime is a chance to do some reading that you maybe weren't able to do during the school year, but it's really important to keep on reading all summer long and be ready for the new school year. And what a great school building this is. And I want to thank all the parents and the teachers who have committed their lives to educating our students. I want to thank Mayor Lavarro for his commitment to education. I'm with Representative Lisa Hernandez from this district, and Lisa used to work for me when I was lieutenant governor, and then she ran for office and got elected to the state representative position, a very important position, especially for education. And we're here today to sign a bill, a very important bill that deals with the education of these boys and girls and all kinds of students all across Illinois. We have about 2 million students in our state who go to kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. We have many students who go beyond to go to community college and then to four-year university. So we want to really make sure we invest in education. And when I was growing up, when I was a little bit older than everybody here, there was a great president of our country, President Kennedy, and he lost his life in 1963, and his widow, Jacqueline Kennedy, said one time, and I still remember this, that if you bungle raising your children, nothing else in life matters. So it's important that we do the most important thing that parents and adults can do, which is raise our kids. We've got to do it right here in Illinois, right here in America. And in our state, we understand, according to our state constitution, the state of Illinois has the primary responsibility providing the money for education in Illinois. We've got to make sure we have enough money to pay the bills, to pay for our students, all their needs, for their teachers, for all the equipment that we have here. It's very important that our state put its money where its mouth is when it comes to education. And I've tried to do that every day since I've been governor for 5 years. We've been able to increase our education budget by more than $2 billion. We pay for the salaries of our teachers, we pay for their benefits, we pay for the needs of the classroom and all of our student programs. It's important to keep investing in education if we're going to be strong in Illinois. I believe in education for jobs and careers, but I also believe in education for its own sake. It's important to have learning all the time. We have to be a lifelong learning society. All of us have to learn, no matter what your age. I'm 65. We have some boys and girls here who are probably 5 and 6. But they understand that all of us have to keep on learning because we live in a democracy. A democracy means the people call the shots. Everyday people in Illinois and in America, we are the ones who make the decisions. And in order to have a good democracy, a strong democracy, we have to have a strong educational system. And that means having enough money to pay the bills, to pay for our teachers, to pay for their benefits, to make sure that we really are strong when it comes to imparting knowledge. So we have a referendum that I'm going to sign today, a bill for a referendum on November 4th, which is the next time we come to vote in Illinois. It's exactly 14 weeks from today is the election, 98 days. And it's important that all of us understand that elections are the heart and soul of a democracy. And I think it's important that the people of Illinois have a chance, when they go to vote on a referendum to improve funding for our classroom education in Illinois. We need to do that. We need to get more resources to help our students learn. And this referendum says, for those who make over $1 million a year, and that's a lot of money, they would pay a little bit more on their income tax in order to help provide more than $1 billion in new funding for our schools all across Illinois, for every single school district, for this school here, and for every school district, no matter whether you live in the suburbs of Chicago, or the city of Chicago, or downstate, anywhere in Illinois, every single school district would get money, more money, for their education, for their students from this referendum. We want to make sure we send a message to the legislature and to all of those who live in Illinois that we mean business when it comes to education. And for those who are fortunate enough to have an income of more than $1 million a year, There is a fundamental principle that those who are well off, our taxes should be based on ability to pay. And if you have that $1 million a year and you have to pay a little bit more, you're helping everybody, because the whole purpose of education is to help our whole society, to help our whole community and family of Illinois. Everybody is in and nobody is left out. So for those who have made $1 million in a year, if they pay a little bit more to help our classroom education for these boys and girls, to help those who maybe don't have a lot of money in life, that's an important principle that's the heart and soul of our American democracy. That we believe that the revenues for education should be based on ability to pay, and education is fundamental to the strength of our country and the strength of our state. So I really feel this is a very important moment in the history of Illinois, because our Constitution of our state, adopted by referendum of the people of Illinois, says that the state of Illinois has the primary responsibility for funding our system of schools and helping our boys and girls learn to the fullest extent of their capacity. And we want to make sure that those millionaires that we have in Illinois, they're about 1% of our population, they make up a lot of the income that our state takes in. And we're happy for them, but we're asking them to make sure that they understand that we're all in this together. That if we're going to have a strong state, a strong society, a society that moves forward, it must invest in education, and getting $1 billion more for classroom education in our state by asking only millionaires to pay a little bit more in the income tax is the fairest way to go.
I was a former staff member as he was a lieutenant governor, and one of my priorities that he placed on my lap was always education. From that point on, education, I've come into the position that I am, education has always been #1 priority. Not only working with Governor Pat Quinn, but prior to even going into that position, I worked at District 99, the Cicero Public Schools, there for 17 years. So it really gave me a firsthand view of what the needs were in that area, but it really engaged me. So now where I stand, sitting on the committee, the Appropriations Committee, Educational Committee, is significant. It's about where the funding is distributed to. It's about ensuring where those dollars have to go. So I have a big, big responsibility and trying to assure that those dollars get to the communities. But it's trying to find out where else we can get the funding, where the gaps are still where we're still trying to fill those gaps. So it's a huge responsibility, and I am very, very proud to be under the leadership of a person who has placed that as a priority, who understands education, and who is fighting to assure that those dollars get to our children so that we, not only as a state, can be competitive, but it's globally important that our kids are prepared, and my commitment stands. Thank you.